It says two trains, Purva and XY Express, started simultaneously moving towards each other. Okay. They start towards each other from opposite points at the constant speed. They started simultaneously. When Purva had covered 40% of the distance from A to B, XY was 4 kilometers away from Purva after crossing it. So if I draw the schematic so far, so this is the D is the total distance between the points A and B. Okay. The first it says that when the Purva had covered 40% of the distance, this is the Purva axis and this is the XY axis, they started towards each other at the same time. So this is the 40% of the distance, let's say. So this distance when Purva goes 40% means what? 4D by 10, right? So first case when Purva goes, first case when Purva goes 4D by 10, right? At that time, what is the distance covered by XY? It says XY had covered half the way. Sorry, XY was 4 kilometers away from Purva after crossing it. So if Purva goes 4D by 10, then this distance will be what? Remaining 6D by 10. But went extra 4 kilometers also, right? After meeting it, there's a meeting point A. Okay. So XY had gone remaining distance plus 4 kilometers. Okay. XY had crossed remaining XY was 4 kilometers away from Purva after crossing it. Right? The Purva is 4D by 10 and XY had gone 6D by 10. That is a crossing, but again 4 kilometers extra. So Purva went 4D by 10 and correspondingly XY gone 6D by 10 plus 4 kilometers. Okay. Now for the second meeting, after that second situation, when XY had covered half the way. Now another situation they have given. We take the same. When XY had covered half the way. So XY, this is XY and this is Purva. Half the means D by 2, right? So when XY had gone D by 2, if I write it down, when XY had gone D by 2, right? What about Purva? Purva was 10 kilometers short of the midpoint. That means 10 kilometers short of the midpoint. There is Purva. So Purva had gone remaining D by 2 minus 10 kilometers. Fine. Now you see, they have started at the same time simultaneously towards each other. Therefore, time of travel will be same for both of them. And we know if time is same, then distance is directly proportional to the speed. That means ratio of speed should be equal to ratio of distance covered. Right? So these are all distances. As the speed ratios are same, so the distance ratios are also same. So what's the distance ratio here? 4D by 10 upon 6D by 10 plus 4. And here, what's the distance ratio? D minus 10 upon D by 2, Purva upon XY, in that order. Right? Speed ratio equal to distance ratio. If you solve it, you will find a quadratic equation that is d square minus 40t minus 400 equal to 0. Now, if you apply the quadratic formula, then you will get d will be equal to 20 into 1 plus root 2. You will find this expression for the distance. What I have to find here? Find the possible ratio of the time it took Purva axis to cover the distance from A to B. That means I have to find the ratio of their time for both of them to cover the full distance, right? So ratio of time will be what? Find the ratio of time. So ratio of time will be equal to what? So as they're moving with their constant speed, right? As the speed ratio is same, therefore time and distance will also be in direct proportion, right? So ratio of time as the speed is same, as the speed is same, that means ratio of time will be equal to ratio of distance as they are moving at constant speed, right? If the speed is same, then distance and time are in direct proportion. Therefore, ratio of time will be equal to ratio of speed, right? So what is the ratio of time? Equal to ratio of speed. What is the ratio of speed? So you take any one ratio, which is equal to what? 40 by 10 upon 60 by 10 plus 4. If you just multiply by 10, then what happens? It will be 4D, and this is 6D plus 40. In other words, if you divide by 2, it will be 2D, and this is 3D plus 20. Okay, so if you put the values of D, then what do you get? If you put the value of D, it will be what? 40 into 1 plus root 2, and this is 3D will be what? 60 into 1 plus root 2 plus 20. Okay, so if you do the calculations, finally it will be a simple expression, that is 4 plus 3 root 2 divided by 2 into 1 plus root 2. Simple addition, and then you just subtract, divide by 20. So it will be option A straight away.